All right, so today we're taking a look at a case that has been a staple in the case community for a long time, but this year it seems like the consistency has gone way off, and a lot of their cases are so different from each other even though they have the same name. And we are talking about the Spigen Ultra Hybrid and Ultra Hybrid T for the iPhone 17 Pro Max and iPhone Air. Now, the prices on these range from $14.99 all the way up to $21.99, and all links are down in the description below for you guys to check out for yourselves. So, taking a look, you guys know what it is. The Spigen Packaging Classic Ultra Hybrid T. This is the orange one, the clear orange. And then on the back, you get a little more information. Nothing too special. Let's just dive right into this box here and take a look. Now, I do have a few different color combinations. This is all you get in there. Moving that off to the side. Like I said, this is that glossy orange. I also have the black frost orange and then the regular Ultra Hybrid for the iPhone Air. Now, black in consistency is the title of this video. Why? So, taking a look, of course, these are all going to be different. I love that they have the individual cutouts, but I don't mind the materials feeling a little bit different because this is the black frosted. It's black side, so it feels a little different. The back feels a little different. But the consistency lacking comes to when we're talking about the buttons and then the camera control, especially on this case. But don't let me get ahead of myself. We will talk about all that in a second. But just taking a look at the case itself, full TPU around, and the back of it is polycarbonate. Same thing with your individual cutout area for the camera plateau. On the inside, polycarbonate, MagSafe alignment magnet, and TPU all the way around the inside. And here is a look at our camera control button right there. Now, Spigen has one of the best camera control buttons. We all know that. We love it. We know exactly what it is. But when we get to that iPhone Air, you're going to be like, wait, why would they even do that? We'll talk about that, like I said, in just a second. But anyways, that is what the case is going to look like. Bringing over the black frosted, same materials. It's going to have TPU actually right here where the camera plateau is. This is polycarbonate, TPU on the sides. Now, taking a look, and then obviously this one is going to be the same as this one, polycarbonate, TPU, all that. So taking a look at these, right? The buttons are all different on these. When we talk about these buttons right here, I'm really disappointed with the Ultra Hybrids buttons this year. Now, on the black frosted, the black with orange, these buttons are not bad. They're the same TPU buttons that Spigen has always had on there. They're not too bad. But what I don't understand is, Spigen, why do you not just take the buttons from the Enzo Aramid and put it on all of these cases? I know we're, bouncing around to a little bit further in the video right now, but the buttons on the Enzo Aramid are chef's kiss. They're perfect. Even if they're not metal, okay, make them plastic. I understand it's a cheaper case. Make them plastic, but just put them on. It's not going to cost that much different. Okay, maybe $1, maybe $2. Cool. I'm right there. I'll pay that any day. I'll pay $23 for this instead of $20 or whatever. I think this was $17.99. Cool. I'll pay $19.99 for this case all day long if it had the buttons from the Enzo Aramid. Same thing when it comes to this case or any of their other Ultra Hybrid cases. So that needs to be more consistent when it comes to the buttons. Let's go ahead and take a look at all these. Let's weigh them real quick. We know what it is. So bringing over our scale, we are in grams. Ultra Hybrid Orange Glossy, we're looking at 40. Then the Ultra Hybrid Black Frosted Orange, there's so many different names, we're looking at 39. And then the Air Ultra Hybrid, we are looking at 37 grams. Then bringing over our caliper here, front to back, we got 11.1, plateau 14.3, and inside to outside 3.1. Then this one, front to back, we are looking at 11.6, camera plateau 14.6, inside to outside, we are looking at 3.0. And then bringing over the Air, front to back 8.8, camera plateau 12.9, and inside to outside, we are looking at 3.0 as well. So they're going to be roughly around the same weight and size, plus minus 1 gram or 1 millimeter or 0.1 mil. It's all about going to be the same. You're really not going to know the difference between any of these, so it's not really worth talking about it too much. But let's go ahead and bring over that Cosmic Orange, put it right here into this case. Good click onto there. We know exactly how the Ultra Hybrid is. TPU, so it's going to have a pretty decent fit. Buttons and camera control are going to be a little more loose. Bottom, top, all that stuff. Taking a look at those corners. 1, good. 2, well, this one might be a little challenging. 3, 4, good all the way around. Then let's go ahead and just take a look at that camera and screen protection, and we'll take a look at the other ones as well. So I am using a full coverage tempered glass screen protector. very slight screen lip, nothing to write home about. Can you set this down on a flat surface? Yes, you'll be good to go, but just be careful on jagged ones. And you do, again, have that full camera plateau covered here, and you get a pretty decent camera bump right there, so you'll be good to go to set that on whatever side you want, or pretty much whatever surface you want when it comes to the back of it. Now, let's bring over the Ultra Hybrid Black Frosted Orange, is what I believe this one's called. Give this one a little wipe down. It's looking a little ugly. And one thing I wanted to mention real quick, this case is a little bit misaligned. I don't know if it's just mine or if other ones have it, but if you guys can see right there, there's a tiny bit more space when it comes to the bottom than at the top of each of the camera lenses. So just kind of something to note if that bothers you too much. But taking a look at that screen protection, this one, about the same screen lip right there. There you go, set that down. And then on the back, about the same camera protection right there. Now, one thing about this case, this one is slippery. I've dropped this once or twice already, been using it the last couple days. Good thing it was on soft surfaces, so it protected my phone. But the Ultra Hybrid Black Frosted used to be so good. Like last year or 2 years ago, it was one of the best cases you could buy. Now, this thing is almost a bar of soap. Yes, you get a little bit of protection. You do get these little claws on the back, which unfortunately you don't actually get with this one right here for some odd reason. And then on this one, you do get them. So again, lacking consistency. There's no difference between these two cases. T, not T, doesn't matter. Ultra Hybrid T, regular Ultra Hybrid. The T used to just stand for camera control. Not sure what they're talking about this year with that Ultra Hybrid T, but I don't know. It's lacking consistency. This is my favorite looking one. This is honestly the best feeling one out of all three of these because of these buttons. We will talk about those. And just bringing over the iPhone Air, putting that one in here. You know, same thing. But then we'll talk about the camera control on this one in a second. This one actually has a little bit better of a fit than this one. And that's one thing we actually didn't test here. This one has pretty decent fit, about the same as the Ultra Hybrid T. This one, for some reason, just does feel a good bit better, a good bit more stiff. But let's take a look around the sides of these. Starting off with the top, we are closed. Left-hand side, we have action button, volume up and down, a little bit of Spigen branding right there. These buttons are actually not bad at all. These are built in with relief slits. Let's listen to how these sound. Nice clicky buttons, nothing to really complain about. Bottom, you have your accurate mic and speaker cutouts. Nice wide open USB Type-C port, which let's go ahead and bring over just a charging cable real quick. We'll test that just to show you guys everything is looking good. Plenty of space there. And of course, here we do have a lanyard loop, power button, and the camera control button. Now, one thing I noticed between the Ultra Hybrid and the Ultra Hybrid T is that the camera control button is a little bit different. This one is recessed, but this one is not. But they're the same button other than that. So just testing that out. Let's go ahead and, you know, typical Spigen button. Zero complaints when it comes to these two cases. And that's that. Let's go ahead and put on the next one. And I just want to show you a couple of things with this one. So when we put on the Ultra Hybrid T Glossy Orange, look at these buttons. These buttons are horrendous. They are super mushy, very barely clicky. Like you can't feel a difference barely at all. The action button is a little bit textured, so you can feel that. But these buttons are just like mushy. They are so mushy. Listen to how these sound. Very mushy, no raised barely at all right here. It's just, this is not it, man. Then the bottom, good, no complaints there. Right hand side, same mushy button, but the camera control button is good on this one. Go ahead and swipe it. Everything good to go with that. Now let's bring over the iPhone Air. Top is closed. Left hand side, again, different buttons than all of these. No consistency. 1, 2, 3, you get your action button, volume up and down, Spigen branding, listen to the buttons. Pretty decent buttons, nothing to complain about. But again, they are different than these two. I don't understand why. Like, it's just, the consistency just went away. I don't know who's approving these designs. And I love Spigen cases. Don't get me wrong. I can still recommend, especially this one I can recommend for sure. Because even though it's a little slippery, it's still a really nice case. But just, Spigen, I don't know who's making the decisions there. And I don't work with Spigen. Unfortunately, you know, they don't even know who I am. I bought all these cases myself as soon as they came out on Amazon. Purchased them all. And it's, you know, even if I didn't, honestly, I would be saying the same thing. I'm not wanting to sugarcoat something just because a company sent it over to me. Go check out the videos before. You know, I got receipts on that. But just, I don't know what's going on with these cases. Some have the back claws, some don't. Some have a camera control button, some don't. Some have good buttons, some don't. Some are mushy, some aren't. And it's just really weird. They're usually pretty consistent when it comes to these kind of things, but this year I have no idea what happened. But taking a look at the bottom, good, cutouts for your little microphones there, USB-C. But then when we get over here, it looks like there's no camera control button. But this one, it just has a TPU cover over it. So there's no actual button like there is on this case or on this case. It's just a little TPU sleeve. Now, does it work? There's barely any click. You got to really push it down when it comes to that. However, the sensitivity for the camera control is there. Pretty good for the sensitivity, can't really complain there. But the button does not click whatsoever. So again, lacking consistency. This year, at least with the Ultra Hybrid, I don't know, man. I would probably say go ahead and pass it up. That's my thoughts. B, what do you think? I think they really need to take it back to the drawing board. This is just with the Ultra Hybrid T, at least for right now. I'm not talking about any of the other ones. They need to take these cases back to the drawing board and really figure their stuff out, because this is just not it. Let's test that MagSafe though. So starting off with our Apple MagSafe wallet, attach that. You are gonna get your animation there. And, good MagSafe. Really can't complain about Spigen's MagSafe. You got your MagSafe battery pack, animation, shake, 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 shake. Everything is good there. Anchor 623, attach it, pick it up, give it a shake. Really, like I said, no complaints. Let's try with the iPhone Air. Attach that, up and down, really good MagSafe. And then last but not least, we'll take this case off and put on the Spigen Ultra Hybrid T, frosted black, black frosted, whatever, and same very good MagSafe. So that's the one thing that's going to be consistent about these, is they all have very good MagSafe. So do I recommend these Spigen Ultra Hybrid or Ultra Hybrid T to you guys? If you want to take my decision on it, I would look somewhere else, because maybe the ESR, ESR makes a really nice TPU case that's very similar to this. I do have some, we will be reviewing those soon. Those are much more consistent than these Ultra Hybrid cases are this year. There's definitely a lot of other really, really good cases out there on the market for your money. I would skip the Ultra Hybrid this year though, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about the Ultra Hybrid down in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, because you guys know how I feel about it. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. That goes a really long way for me and allows me to make these videos for you. We're this close to hitting 10,000 subs on the channel, guys. I really appreciate it. So if you guys are interested in what I had to say, or you like this review, definitely get subbed up, because we got all the cases that we can get coming for these Air and the iPhone 17 Pro Max on the way, daily videos. So definitely get subbed up for that. But if you guys want to see what I think is the best budget case for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it's a little bit more expensive than this, literally a couple bucks, but way better, I'll leave that right here. But if you guys want to see a frosted case that really took the case game by storm this year, and it's amazing, I'll leave that video right here.